Hello and welcome to this video tutorial on how to use the business process model and notation. Business process model and notation is a graphical representation for specifying business processes in a business process model. Let's look at the BPMN notation. A BPMN process model is a graph consisting of four types of elements, namely flow objects, connecting objects, swim lanes and artifacts. Firstly, flow objects are represented by events, activities, and gateways. The following are connecting objects, which are represented by sequence flows, message flows, and associations. Thereafter, swim lanes are represented by pools and lanes. And finally, artifacts are represented by data objects, text, annotation, and group. This simple order management process is triggered by the reception of a purchase order from a customer. The purchase order has to be checked against the stock availability of the product requested. Depending on stock availability, the purchase order may be confirmed or rejected. If the purchase order is confirmed, the goods requested are shipped and an invoice is sent to the customer. In this diagram, plain gateways are used to denote points, where the flow of control splits into multiple paths, and points where multiple paths converge into a single one. We can note that the first gateway in this diagram denotes a point where one among multiple paths needs to be chosen. Meanwhile, the second gateway denotes a point where two distinct paths need to be executed in parallel. Intuitively, it would make sense to distinguish between these two cases, that is, the case where one among many paths is chosen and the case where multiple parallel paths are taken. In BPMN, this is shown by means of icons in the gateway. A next symbol in a gateway with multiple outgoing arcs indicates that one of multiple paths is taken. Such gateways are called exclusive gateways. The X in the gateway stands for exclusive. Meanwhile, a plus symbol in a gateway with multiple outgoing arcs denotes that multiple parallel paths are executed. We will rewrite this diagram later. The exclusive decision, this indicates locations within a business process where the sequence flow can take two or more alternative paths. Only one of the paths can actually be taken. The symbol is depicted by a diamond shape that may contain a marker that is shaped like an X. The exclusive merge would proceed when one branch has completed. A parallel fork provides a mechanism to create parallel flows. It's depicted by a diamond shape that must contain a marker that is shaped like a plus sign. The parallel fork takes all branches. The parallel join proceeds when all incoming branches have completed. Let's look at the revised order management process. It is worth emphasizing here that activities located in two parallel paths do not need to be performed simultaneously. For example, send invoice and ship goods need not occur both at exactly the same time, although due to a cosmic coincidence they could happen at the same time. Instead, it might happen that first the invoice is sent and later the goods are shipped, or things may happen in the reverse order. Expanding on the order management process, we will now look at a collaboration. A collaboration depicts the interaction between two or more business entities. A collaboration usually contains two or more pools representing the participants in the collaboration. The message exchange between the participants is shown by a message flow that connects two pools or the objects within the pools. The messages associated with the message flows can also be shown. The order management process now includes the customer as a process participant. The order management process is started when a customer places a purchase order. The purchase order has to be checked against the stock availability of the product. Depending on stock availability, the purchase order may be confirmed or rejected. If the purchase order is confirmed, the goods requested are shipped and an invoice is sent to the customer. The customer then makes the payment. Let's look at the use of lanes within the order management process. The process now includes two departments within the supplier organization. The purchase order received by the sales and distribution department has to be checked against the stock. The order details are sent to the warehouse department that returns an availability notification. If the purchase order is confirmed, the warehouse department collects the shipping details from the customer and ships the goods. The sales and distribution department sends an invoice to the customer, who then makes the payment. We will now focus on including artifacts such as data objects into the order processing system. Data objects are a mechanism to show how data is required or produced by activities. The data object in this diagram is the purchase order. Associations are used to link artifacts such as data objects and data stores with flow objects. For example, the activities or tasks such as check stock availability, reject order, confirm order. The purchase order document serves as an input to the stock availability check. Based on the outcome of this check, the status of the document is updated either to approved or rejected. We include here the relevant documents in the process. For those that would like to learn more about BPMN, there are additional resources such as the Introduction to BPMN version 2.0 by Dr. Jim Arlo, and also the BPMN version 2.0 specification. This concludes our session on BPMN. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.